Welcome to the Signal Pres podcast.
Welcome to the Signal Pres podcast, the place for you to learn, to grow, and to get connected to the body of Christ here at Signal Pres. I'm Joey Sherrod. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm Abby Hutto, and I'm your co-host.
Whoa.
Switcheroo.
Is that, how would you, I feel like, so before you were also one of our hosts.
Yeah, but
and
now I'm your
you're co-host. Is that a promotion or demotion?
I feel it's a promotion.
Okay.
I'm claiming it.
Because you were a host, and now you're co-host. I don't know.
I feel like co imparts equality.
I do want to say any promotions would have to go through me, though.
You're right. Okay, I'll put in a request.
Yeah.
That's right.
With our guest.
We're going to need to reshuffle the org chart.
Yeah, that's going to have to go to personnel.
Guys, we have on the podcast Jesse Schwindt. Welcome to the podcast.
Gosh, that was a lot of energy.
That's right.
That's how excited we are.
Yeah. I feel, in a certain way, I feel a sense of completion having Jesse on the podcast because Jesse is the final person who we have not had to threaten or attempt to bribe on staff to come on the podcast. So we're still a few people who haven't come on yet.
Well, now I'm upset. I didn't know bribery was a thing.
I know. You missed an opportunity.
That's right.
Golly.
Yes. When we bribe people, we usually say something like, if you get to come on the podcast, we'll give you a Skittle or something like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I do have some Skittles in front of me.
You
so
do.
that's-
Consider yourself bribed.
Okay. Well, I didn't even know it, but here we are.
Yeah. So we've got Jesse
Bribed.
Schwindt on the podcast.
Yeah.
Jesse, tell us your official job title.
Yeah, I feel like it's changed multiple times in the last 6 years, but now I'm landed on director.
Currently.
Yeah. I don't know, 2 years from now it may change.
Yeah, we'll
but-
see if Abby becoming a co-host may
I know,
require
right?
some
Right,
changes
right,
Yeah.
and tweaks.
right.
Yeah.
Like you said,
It
a
might
org
shift
chart,
everything.
Reshifting. Right now, director of church operations.
Director of Church
Yes, sir.
Operations.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. We're going to get to know Jesse a little bit as he tells his vocational journey here at Signal Pres in just a little bit. Before that, he needs to go through
Shall get to know him. A Skittle.
a Skittle.
Oh, a
So-
skittle at a time.
A Skittle at a time. This is not the question I normally ask, but like, what is your favorite Skittle color flavor?
Yellow or green, which I know is uncommon.
Yeah.
It's usually red,
Red.
or purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to I'm more of a lime, lemon
Nice.
kind of
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
So you like your Skittles with Sprite?
No. No, I'm a purist.
Isn't that an explosive combination? If
Probably.
you drop a Skittle in the carbonated beverage, I think it
No,
just
well, I've always heard the banana Sprite challenge.
What
I
is
think
that?
you like. Oh, well, this is like high school, Jesse. But I think it's impossible for the human stomach to eat 2 bananas and a 12-ounce can of Sprite within like a certain time
Yeah.
span.
Oh,
We're going to have to look that up.
interesting.
Yeah, talk
I've heard,
about
like,
explosive.
The gallon challenge.
Yeah,
The
gallon
gallon
of
challenge
milk
with
in
milk,
an hour.
yeah, or the cinnamon,
Ugh.
all dangerous. I'm not.
Yeah. No,
please, anyone
we are
listening to this,
not,
I'm not condoning
saying we
it.
should do any of
No,
this.
no.
But maybe when we get Matt Broom on the
That's right.
podcast.
We'll see what happens.
All right, so we're going to get to know Jesse a Skittle. So Jesse's going to pull a Skittle out of his bag, and we hope it's yellow or
Oh
green.
no, it's red.
It's
Yeah.
red.
The one that
All
we were
right.
just talking about. Okay.
So if you will read a red question out loud to us and then answer it for us, and we will get to know you as Skittle.
A Skittle at a time. I'm going to go with what is one food you do not like? Can I do
Bananas
2?
and
Can I do
Sprite.
2? Yeah. Bananas and
Individually, he
Sprite.
likes them. Together, they're no.
There's some trauma there, guys. We'll unpack that later. I'm going to have to go with peas.
Yeah.
That's my
Heard.
number one.
Heard.
Like
Yeah.
if it's in fettuccine Alfredo, I will pick out all of the
Who
peas.
would put peas in fettuccine Alfredo?
People have.
I'm offended by this.
You should be. I'm even more offended because I really hate peas. The other one would be oysters.
In
Any
any form?
kind.
Like fried and raw.
Fried I could probably do, but
Yeah.
raw oysters, why are we doing that to
Yeah.
ourselves?
My brother got married in New Orleans, and they had a raw oyster bar.
Yeah, I would have gone hungry.
Yeah.
I would have. I would have been happy for others to eat those,
That's
but I
right.
would have gone hungry.
Yeah, okay.
I just being from a landlocked state,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still trying to fully understand seafood.
Yeah.
So yeah, no oysters. Oysters.
Yeah, it's-
What
it's a
about
tough word
oyster
to say.
crackers?
Oh, sure. That's not even in the same.
Where did
that's a different family.
that accent come from?
Yeah, I don't even.
Because oyster's hard to say in any other accent. Oyster.
Well, I just
Little oyster.
I
That's
couldn't
how it's
even
supposed to be
pronounce it in English. So
well, now we know many things about you.
no. Now we just know one thing. That's
right.
No, we know where you're from a landlocked state.
Oh, true.
We know
Oh,
you're
wow.
confused about seafood. We know you don't like peas in your fettuccine or in anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to know you a lot in that
Off
one
of
question.
color. Come on.
This is why they pay me the big bucks, guys.
This is why you're
and
a
this is why I'm a co-host.
Right.
That's right. Exactly. It's incredible. You're like that investigative reporting is what got you your either promotion or demotion to
Yeah,
co-host.
either one.
Verdict's still out on that.
That's right.
Exactly. I was a host. Now I'm a co-host. What does that mean? All right, Jesse. So
Wait, is that it? The only one Skittle?
one Skittle.
Yeah. But we can eat the whole bag later. if
Yeah,
we want.
I mean, this is
Skittles.
next time we have you on, we'll ask
That's
you.
right.
another question.
No. Well, next
Next
time there will be more bribery.
I was
next
going to say,
time-
next time it's speed dating, which is
Yes.
infinitely more fun.
Yeah, next time you'll be asking hard-hitting questions like, if you were a butterfly, what would you land on?
Yeah. Who would you land on?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm going to have a headache next time I get asked. Yeah.
Would
I
be
can already-
perpetually sick.
Perpetually sick for the next 2 years. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, tell us a little bit more about yourself. So, Jesse, I remember distinctly meeting you sometime in the fall of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
You had gotten connected to Signal Prez, I guess, over the summer before. You came and interviewed for a position different than the position you are currently in.
Wildly different. Yes.
and then you landed here on the auspicious date of January 2020. Eager to get to know people and spend lots of time in public and small rooms.
Your timing was impeccable.
So tell us a little bit of that story, even like how you got to. So, I mean, you came from a landlocked state, and I won't tell what state that was. It wasn't Tennessee. Kind of the story of how you got here and took your first role, and tell us a little bit about what that role was.
Yeah. So, oh gosh, this would have been 7 years ago now. Summer of 2019. I was working at a summer camp up in the Steamboat Springs area of Colorado. That is my home state. Born and raised in Colorado. And I don't even know what my official title there at the camp was, but it was something to do with like ministry director or ministry coordinator of the summer camp, which sounds really fancy and cool, but it was a really small summer camp. So it's not like I had a crazy.
Own it.
Like,
You
it
were a
really wasn't that
director.
important.
Were you called co-host? Was that what you-
Right. I was summer camp co-host. Wild, good pay out there. But I was doing that role, and the first church that came to the camp happened to be Signal Prez. And so it was a daddy-daughter, father-son camp that we used to do. I think we did it maybe 2 or 3 times, and then I think mothers did it as well once.
Yeah.
But got to meet a lot of the men within Signal Prez, like Bruce Sizer, Drew Fowler, Steve Stark, Andy Cornett was on the trip as well. So just got to meet a ton of really cool gentlemen on that trip, and didn't really think much of it at the time. But about a month later, I got an email from Andy, and he had just shared that this position was available at Signal Prez, and that position being it was more of like a 2-year resident position within student ministry. And at that time, I was 25. Again, born and raised in Colorado, spent my whole life in Colorado. And I think I just felt the Lord kind of tugging on my heart to change something up and to try something new. And so came here, like you said, September of 2019, maybe.
Something like that.
Whatever month it was, came and interviewed. And I remember I was sitting on Ross's Landing downtown during sunset. And I think in that moment, I just felt the peace of the Lord kind of come over me and say, like, this is it. I don't have all the answers. I don't have a lot of the details, but I think you need to go for this. And so, from Colorado to Tennessee. And it's funny, I'd never really been in the South before. I really didn't know much about the Presbyterian church or the denomination. But I think it was really cool to see how Andy, the church, the committee, saw something in me that loved Jesus and were willing to take a chance on Jesse because of that.
Yeah.
Like, did he have all the right answers? Does he still have all the right answers? Just still don't have all the right answers.
all the right
Right,
answers?
right.
That's, I mean,
I'm probably going to be 80 and still
jury is
wrestling.
still out on that.
But yeah, just super encouraging that Andy and the church kind of had my back there and just like, he loves Jesus. We're willing to take a chance on him leading students.
That's the most important thing.
Right. Without that, everything else crumbles. So
Yeah. You landed here and had an awesome 2.5 months.
Right. Yeah.
Then,
ministry was incredible for about 2.5 months. Well, incredible. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I mean, one of my first events was Fish because that was in February. And I was like, is this what I got myself into? Like just pulling off a bunch of fish? No, we do that once a year, or did that once a year. But, and then 3 months later, COVID hit, or not even 3 months. And that shifted and changed everything. I mean, I had landed in Tennessee. I was in a new city. I was at a new church. I didn't have community. I was living with a random family. I mean, it changed everything for me. And honestly, we'll get into this later, but without the family that I was living with, I probably would have moved back to Colorado because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be doing student ministry and I was going to love it. And then COVID hit and just a lot of things changed very quickly.
I'm glad that you said we'll get into this later because I was going to ask the question about your host family, but we'll talk about that whenever. We'll make sure we get to that.
Good people.
And so, you started here as the youth resident. And I'm trying to think, did you, like it was a 2-year commitment, but I feel like your role changed even before the end of those 2 years. Am I right in remembering that? Like, I think it's close to 2 years before you moved into another position. And tell us about how all that unfolded to where you got to the role you're in right now.
Yeah. So,
how did you get here?
The Lord, Abby. I've got no other answer but the Lord. So about 1.5 years in, I think I'd came to the terms that student ministry wasn't my calling. I had tried it. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my calling. And I truly do believe if you are going to go into ministry, that you should have a call from the Lord to go into ministry. And although I loved Jesus, right? The first.
Yeah. Most important thing was secure.
Most important thing, it was there. That didn't necessarily mean I needed to do vocational ministry. And so about 1.5 years into my role, there was a couple of people that had left staff more from the operational administrative side of the church. And kind of light bulb went off in my head of, well, I love this church. I really do enjoy being here in Tennessee. I don't think my time here has come to an end. And the student ministry resident role was going to end in, 6 months at that time. But I went to Scott and I said, hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but I graduated with my accounting degree. I don't know if I feel called to student ministry, but I think I would be a good fit more administratively within this church. And at that time, I think 2 or 3 months in, like later, we were going to hire Johnny Long. And so Scott told me to just put a pin in that. Let's wait for Johnny Long to speak into this. And so I waited for that and just kind of pitched my story to him and was like, hey, I think I'd be a great role for this. So 1.5 years in, I think I transitioned to, my title was executive assistant at that point. So Johnny Long being the executive director, and then I became his assistant essentially. So that was the transition from student ministry to administrative.
That's right. It's
assistant.
It's a normal job.
No, it is.
Yeah. Here at Signal, at least. So
student ministry.
It was either that
accounting.
or you were going to be the senior pastor.
Right.
Scott, I think I'd be a good fit for your job.
Right.
I'm going to allow you to wrap it up for a few months.
Because that was Scott's career path.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, student ministry to senior pastor, student ministry to
executive director to now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Director
of church operations.
It's a little.
I feel like
it's wordy. I know.
Lydia Steimer would make a great executive director one year. One day.
We'd have a lot of fun.
I probably won't be here forever.
So you did that under Johnny.
Yeah.
And then a similar-ish role under Bob Marshall.
Yes.
And then upon Bob's departure, you moved into the role that you're in right now.
Yeah. And honestly, with that, it's every step along the way, the Lord has just gently and kindly prepared me for the next step. Like I truly believe that. I mean, I joked earlier that this was, how did I get here? It really is the Lord. Like the Lord has opened up every single door. I have just faithfully walked through it. And so I'm just genuinely encouraged. And when I was wrestling through accepting this new role with more responsibility, part of that was fear and anxiety of like, am I ready for this? Can I handle this? But I just came back to, like, there's a reason I'm here. Like the Lord has opened every single door. It's time for me to faithfully walk through this one. And so, just super encouraged with the Lord's faithfulness and my career path and my journey, thinking I wanted to go into ministry, but then the Lord using both what I did in undergrad and kind of marrying the two of ministry and accounting. And that's really what I do now. It's a beautiful story.
I hope that's really encouraging to our listeners, because there are so many times in life where we just think, I don't know what to do.
Sure.
Like, I don't know the way forward. But to just, like you said, just to faithfully take the next step, that the Lord opens up the door, take the next step, just be faithful. And then you can look back and see like a history of God's kindness and faithfulness. But it does take us just responding to him in the next step and the next step. We don't have to know the 10-year plan.
Right.
We really can just take the next step for today.
Yeah, I don't know how many young listeners are on this podcast, but I think like that's a question that any like college grad gets. Like, what are you doing with your life? What's the next step? And the reality is, it is just the next step. Because if you would have told 21-year-old me or even 25-year-old me that I'd be in the position that I am now, I wouldn't even have had the concept of that role. And so the Lord is just like, okay, here's the next thing. Here's the next thing. I'm going to prepare you for the next thing. And so, for any younger listeners, it is really, you don't have to have your life figured out. The Lord in his timing will figure it out for you.
And also for any older listeners as well. That's also nice to know.
That's right.
You don't have to have your life figured out.
Some of us are 44 and still don't really know what we're doing.
Right.
Until you earn the title co-host.
Right. And then
you've arrived.
And then the world has now opened up to me. I will say one thing I really enjoy about working with you is that whatever it is that you are doing it heartily as unto the Lord. Like you work hard in whatever you do. And I think that's just such a beautiful reminder of like, even if you think I'm not going to be here forever, I might be moving on to something else. I just remember my first interaction with you was you just so patiently helping me set up my computer and helping me figure out all my passwords. And I'm very illiterate when it comes to technology, but you did it faithfully, kindly, persistently. Like you just did it well. And you carry out all the things that you do with that mindset. And I just really admire that about you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. It's not easy, but when work can become worship, that's where you find true purpose. And I don't do it perfectly every day, but
you do it well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, we said the same thing. You owe me a Coke. Or maybe I owe you a Coke.
Here's a Skittle.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
That's my favorite color.
Oh, there you go. You were eyeing that. I could tell.
That's right.
All right. I just put a Skittle in my mouth, so sorry. Y'all going to have to hear me chew.
Bad timing.
Yeah, it was.
That's on me.
So, a lot of what you do here, Jesse, the regular congregant may not be aware of, but actually what you and our team of admins do makes everything else possible here. So we would love to hear about like, what does your job look like on an average week? Like, what do you do? How do you help everything else kind of happen?
Yeah. Many hats. I've got one head, but many hats.
Yes.
Back to the worship and work thing. I genuinely do. I know it's not in the traditional sense of vocational ministry, but I do view my job as ministry.
Absolutely.
And part of the reason I do is because I believe that my role, along with the other admins and ministry coordinators, our roles is to help the pastors and the ones that are again, back to called into ministry to do their job and to lighten their load. And so whatever we're doing, whether it's human resources or sending out emails or finance or whatever it is that we are doing, I hope that my position and their positions lighten that load for y'all to free you up to do vocational ministry and to love on the church. And so, although, like you said, it's a lot of behind the scenes work, I do view it as ministry because in the end, the result is ministry.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I were to pick 3 buckets of things that I do, it'd be like HR, human resources, finance, and then just the overarching office operations.
Yeah.
And so human resources, it could be like payroll, retirement plans, insurance. Finance would be budgeting, tithing, invoices, reviewing contracts, writing checks. And then daily operations, I mean, I think part of that job is just putting out fires.
Yeah. There's just so many fires.
There are so many fires.
Lots of fire.
They're small, usually small fires.
That no one ever sees because you put them out.
Hey, come on. That was good. That was good. I need that in writing.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know if I want to bore the listeners with going into too many details there, but those would be the 3 main buckets. Is just general office operations of the church, finance, and then human resources.
Well, and one of the things that's unique about your role is that you do get to see broadly all the ministries at work. So you kind of have an eye on everything that's happening. So from your perspective, from that behind the scenes, broad perspective, where do you see God at work here in our church? Like, where would you say these are the ways that God's been at work in our congregation from the years that you've been here?
Yeah. I don't know if this is exactly what you mean by this question, but I'm going to answer it with a family. Because I'm not a part of the congregation in the traditional sense anymore. But when I was in student ministry, I worshiped here for about 1.5 years. And like I said earlier, I was living with a family, the Fowlers. So when I moved here in January of 2020, I lived with them, and then COVID hit 3 months later. And like I said, without them, I genuinely do think I would have moved back to Colorado. And so they are what I like to call my Southern family. No, seriously. In a sense, they have adopted me into their family from... I was a groomsman in Michael Brown's wedding. I go on their beach vacations every summer. I hang out with them at the lake house. Like, genuinely, they shared their everything with me. Their life with me, and Catherine and Andrew and William genuinely feel like siblings to me. And so, and in a sense, like, I saw them grow up. I think when I moved here, Catherine was maybe a 5th grader, and now she's a sophomore in high school. Like, I've watched Catherine Fowler grow up. And so they have just been a huge encouragement to me in my walk and in my time here at Signal. So I don't know if that's exactly what you meant by that question, but yeah, the Lord is working within this congregation.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer, because that is the church.
That is
it's
the body.
not a building.
Right.
It's not all the facilities. It is the people, and God is at work in our people. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good people, those Fowlers.
They are. If you had to shelter in place with someone, they're great people.
If I had to experience COVID with anyone.
That's right.
Yeah. There's a lot of puzzles and hot chocolate.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. I got into bird watching there for a minute. I feel like I became a whole nother human. Maybe a more refined human. Let's go
Which
back.
of the Fowlers is a bird watcher, or was that just you?
It was Drew. Drew kind of got me into it.
He's a man of many talents.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because
really
you could have many options. Like, you could have gotten into like cinematography from William, baking from Catherine.
Right.
I'm trying to think what
music production from Andrew. He used to be like, he has perfect pitch. And so if whatever noise.
Cinematography from Andrew, I should say. Yeah. William's like a musician and like all around good guy. Yeah. It's a talented group.
Yeah.
It really
talented
Drew's,
group.
I'm glad you chose bird watching. That makes me happy.
Yeah. It was a simpler time, Abby.
we were all becoming a little eccentric during that time.
Right.
I think this is a good time for me to become an archaeologist.
That's right. To embrace my old man that lives inside of me and watch birds.
COVID spurred a lot of career changes, I feel like.
That's right.
Oh, man. That's great.
Well, you did not become a professional bird watcher.
No.
And we're glad for that because it means you stuck around.
Amen. Amen.
All right, so let's go through our 5 questions because 2026 is a year where we're studying what?
Prayer.
And not just studying it, where we're doing it. And
Except at the last podcast, I said happy reading, which was 2025.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Well, you can't run before you crawl, so I guess you have to read.
There's the demotion. There's the demotion. Yeah, I think we finally landed on it.
We did. She can't say the right things. Co-host.
So, Jesse, what does prayer look like for you these days?
I think when I saw this question, I thought of 3 different things that I'm praying through, which would be contentment, rest, and maturity. I feel like your 20s and 30s are an interesting time in life where a lot of things are going on, but I think you're trying to chase, whether it's the American dream or I'm going to put this in air quotes, but like have enough. Can I provide? You're answering all these questions. And I think I struggle with contentment and just being thankful of what I do have currently instead of always wanting more or wanting something that I don't have. And so that would be definitely something that I'm wrestling with currently is contentment. And then rest, I struggle with rest. I feel like a lot of the times, especially with this new role and different things that I have going on in my life, I very rarely Sabbath. I very rarely just sit with the Lord. And whether that's on Sundays or just even Sabbathing throughout my day, like, okay, I'm not going to do anything for the next hour. I'm going to turn off my phone. I'm going to just be and sit with the Lord. And so, rest is definitely something I'm praying through. And then maturity. I'm now 32, and I think with this new job change and potential relationship changes that are coming in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, I'll keep that pretty vague. But I just feel
He's getting a dog.
No, I am not getting a dog.
Maybe, I don't know, from the bird watching, it could be a parakeet.
Could be a parakeet.
I think a shiny object is involved in this relationship change. But again, keeping that pretty vague.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Lord is calling me into more maturity, spiritually and just as a human, like growing me into the more of the image of Christ, and with that comes more wisdom and maturity. And so those would be the three buckets that I'm praying through currently.
Those are beautiful buckets.
That's great.
I love that.
Well, I'm praying for them because I don't have them, Abby.
Yeah.
But the fact that you want them is pretty beautiful.
Well, Fair enough.
Feeling slightly convicted because I could use some more maturity. So
we can add that to your list.
We'll add that to my list.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite story about prayer?
Oh, man. So I was a Cru kid, Campus Crusade for Christ. That was kind of my introduction to faith and Christianity was through Cru. And they have a winter conference every year where ours was in Denver. I think there's multiple throughout the country, but the one I went to was in Denver, and I would have been a senior, and so I was wrapping up my college career. Again, like we were talking about earlier, like what's my next step? What do I have in store for me? And it's over winter break, and so you worship into the new year. So it's New Year's Eve, and that's how you welcome the new year is like a worship dance party. And I remember during that worship set, I was in the back of the room and just praying through like, all right, Lord, like, what do you have for me? I'm graduating college. I don't know what's next. I know I don't want to be an accountant. But I don't know what this is. And in that moment, I very clearly heard from the Lord that I was going to be doing ministry. Now I didn't know it'd be exactly what I'm doing now as the director of church operations, but it's like you said, looking back, and that would have been 2017, so almost 10 years ago now. Like looking back and seeing the Lord's faithfulness, because in the moment I didn't really know what that meant. I thought that meant I was going to join staff with Cru and be on college campuses and evangelizing. That's what I thought in that moment. I was like, oh, that's what the Lord means in ministry. I'm gonna be on staff with Cru, and the Lord, obviously didn't mean that exactly,
Yeah.
but now I'm in ministry in a unique way
Yeah.
here at Signal Pres. So
Yeah. I also love, yes, I think it's great that you kind of point out all the different things that means, because I also always love to hear you talk about the community group that you help lead at the church where you worship now. And it's just neat to see how big of a category that is for all of us. Ministry.
I mean, I think sometimes we get stuck in if I'm not doing vocational ministry, then I'm not doing ministry. And
Right.
It's way broader than, you don't have to work at a church to do ministry.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All of life is ministry.
Yeah.
If done for the Lord.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. What do you find hardest and most challenging about prayer?
Consistency.
Yeah.
I think, just being brutally honest, I think I treat prayer more as a lifeline when I'm not doing well, or if I'm struggling. That's when I spend, like, when I hit my knees in prayer, it's when I'm not doing well. And so I think I have really good seasons of prayer, and then I have seasons where I'm doing okay and I spend less time with God. And so I think that's just the hardest thing for me is I know the Lord wants to commune with me. I know prayer is more for me than it is for God. I'm convinced of that. Like I genuinely feel like if I'm spending more time in prayer, I am better off because of that. It gladdens the Lord, but it makes me better because I am then transformed more into the image of Christ through prayer, and by spending time with Him. And so I think consistency, and then just a right view of prayer. It's not just when you need help; it's spending time with Christ. And so,
even in this conversation, you've modeled multiple times how when you are facing the next thing, how you have just brought that to the Lord and then prayerfully listened and received either a word or like a sense of a washing of peace or an open door. And I think that's just, I really think that's a beautiful example for us to like think through. Like, so many of us just make decisions because it's like, oh, well, that's the next thing that makes sense, instead of just like, no, I'm going to sit with this with the Lord. I'm going to ask for guidance. And so I think desperation is a great motivation for prayer.
it is. Yeah, it is. I just wish it wasn't the only motivation.
I know. I get it. I get it. Me too. I wish I prayed more regularly when I didn't feel so desperate.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's the ways you've modeled it for us already is really encouraging.
I just heard someone, I can't remember who it was, but it was, I think it was a story, but either way, the premise of it was the Lord sometimes brings you to your back so that you can look up. And I think that's a very good point in my life. It's sometimes it's when I'm at my weakest is when I actually feel the closest to the Lord.
Yeah. You're looking up at Him. Who is someone who has shown you Jesus?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the list goes on and on.
That's why you just have to come back to the podcast.
No, actually, the list is very short, is what I meant.
It's really just one. I'm going to say
really
one.
Give the people what they want.
I think the first name that popped in my head was my grandfather. He is now 91, I think, and has just faithfully, quietly walked with the Lord his whole life. He is a very patient, kind man, and I look up to him in a lot of ways. I wish I could spend more time with him. He's still in Colorado, and so I don't get to see him very often anymore. But I think a lot of the times as you get older, I've just witnessed this, but as you become older, you can either become more jaded and angry, or you become extremely sweet. And just, again, back to my prayer request, content with life. And so I've noticed the last couple times I've called him, like he's starting to struggle with dementia, and so he repeats himself a lot during our phone calls, but he will continually repeat, God has just been so good to me. Life has been so good. And I hate that he's now talking in the past tense. Like, grandfather, you're still alive. Yeah. Like he's still faithful. Life is still good. But it's just been really encouraging the last couple years as he's aged and his health is starting to decline. Like, he still finds a lot of beauty in Christ and in his life. And he's just a quiet, faithful servant of the Lord. And he has shown me Jesus.
Well, considering what you're praying for, you will probably be that 91-year-old man one day.
Prayerfully.
Prayerfully.
Yeah. It's beautiful. All right. Our last question is about your TED Talk. Although I was going to say before that, I mean, when I began to tell people around the office that Jesse was going to be on, there was some conversation like, well, could you ask him
Oh dear, I don't know where this is.
if we could get an air fryer toasting over combo in the break room, or
And
can
when
we get
say there was some conversation, there was one individual who wrote down on a Post-it note and said,
and handed it to me. So also, like, can we have a supply of honey? Like,
there's more.
There was some, like, can the podcast hosts get new chairs that they can sit on? Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Right? Good thing we're not talking about that. I mean, that
I'll
would
go
be
back
awkward.
to the fires that I put out. I think that's my concern with the air fryer. I don't want to put out an actual fire.
Yeah.
We've had an employee
metaphorical.
put a donut in the microwave for 3 minutes.
Yes.
We won't name who that was. But we
with our
smelled
microwave,
it for days.
you press 3 and you press start, and it doesn't go 3 seconds. It goes 3 minutes.
That sucker will go 3 minutes. Yeah.
That was so.
The break room smelled horrific. For
Oh my
about a
gosh.
week.
And there's also, I mean, we got, like, if you microwave broccoli, you'll
will,
probably
There's
get
a Lysol
shamed.
can with Joey's name on it, and it
And
says
someone else's.
literally for when Joey and Ken Pierce cook broccoli, microwave broccoli.
Wow.
We're healthy people. We like our cruciferous vegetables.
The enunciation of that word is incredible.
I know. It's one of my favorite words. But
But anyways, we digress.
we digress. Thankfully, we're not going to mention any of that on the podcast. We're just going to go straight to your question, which is, what did you do your TED Talk on?
When I moved here, I for better or for worse, I noticed that a lot of people, when I was talking to them for the first time, or even the second or third or fourth time, would stare at my tattoo. And I'm like, my eyes are up here, guys. And so I wanted, because
It's not a face tattoo.
no,
just so
it's
you
not a
know.
face. It's on well, the one I'm referring to is on my wrist, but I wanted to give context of all of my tattoos, why I got them, the purpose of them, all of that. And I think the culture of Colorado versus the culture of Tennessee is different. I do think it's shifted a lot in the last 6 years, but 6 years ago, I would say Tennessee is just a much more conservative state. And so knowing that I have a visible tattoo, I was like, I want people to understand why I got these. Like, it wasn't just a random night that I got. Like, there's purpose and a plan to what I got. And so I did my TED Talk on the 1, 2, 3, 4 tattoos that I have, and the reason I got them.
I remember that.
That's awesome.
I remember that. Yeah.
I'm glad you paved the way for this, because my kids grew up in Ohio where everyone has tattoos. So
Right.
like when they walked in the door with their 3 tattoos,
Right.
they were like, oh, no one else here.
I would say that
Yeah.
this has changed quite a bit in South
I
culture as well.
I would say it has. And I mean, part of the purpose of tattoos, at least for me, is for people to ask questions. And so
They were evangelistic tools where we came from.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And so that was my hope with some of like these conversations where they would look at it. Like, I was eagerly waiting, like, you can ask about it, you can ask about it.
Yeah.
And they never did, because they probably didn't think they could or should.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's literally the reason
Yeah.
it's on my body, is so that I can tell you my testimony.
Yeah.
And how good God is. And so
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, that was, and it's funny. I feel like TED Talks now are more comical in nature, and mine was more serious. And so if we ever to do another one, I don't know what I would present on.
Wait, he does have a new position. We should make him do a TED Talk again.
Well, I
Yes.
think we're almost tapped out on TED Talks, or I
Yes.
think we are.
I think
so.
I think we have done it until we hire a director of middle school discipleship
right.
for women or
Right.
girls or whatever we say.
You said it right. You did great.
Did I? I don't
You
know.
did.
Anyone listening,
Felt like a word
apply.
salad.
A word.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jesse, such a gift to have you on the podcast. Like
you.
anytime I meet with the director of church operations, I feel like I left this conversation with a to-do list. Number one, probably need to think about the org chart.
Right,
and then we need
right.
to redraw that as well. Number two, submit
To
formal
make sure
requests
that my my moving up in
That's right.
in the stratosphere is
report back to staff members about why an air fryer is not a wise
It's
use
a bad
of
idea.
I never
stewardship.
said no. I'm still contemplating.
Yeah.
He gave us an ice maker.
I
did.
did. There's now an ice maker because that is my legacy.
Yeah, it
honestly,
is. It
here
really
at
is. We
Press.
should get your name on a plaque
Right.
on the ice maker.
Like, I think I'm ready to leave.
Because every time I don't have to walk down a flight of stairs to get ice, I thank God for you.
That's right. He came from Colorado bearing ice. Jesse, ice maker Schwindt.
Now there's a ring to that.
Oh,
If I was ever
man.
into WWE, that's the ice maker.
The ice maker.
And the fog would come out. All right, we need to wrap this up.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we're good.
glad you're here, Jesse. It's been fun to be a part of staff with you.
man. It has been.
And yeah,
It is fun
It
to
is.
be on staff.
it
with
is.
you.
Right back
It has
at you
been.
guys.
It is. It will be.
It will be.
Thank you,
All
Jimmy.
right.
And I'm going to say it right this time.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Happy praying.
Thanks for listening to the Signal Prez podcast. I want to thank our extensive production team, beginning with Matt Broom, sound man extraordinaire.
And thank you to Hannah Sutton and Jackie Carpenter for helping us out with all of our technical difficulties and making it possible for you to listen to this podcast.